Hello, I'm Remi Ayodele. Welcome back to our day 9 of Summer Connection Challenge for parents that are raising teenagers who have young adults at home or who have preteens like me. So I have a preteen and 2 young adults actually. So how do you connect when everybody is home? This is what we're talking about today. And we're continuing from my book, Practically Connected Parenting, 21 Ways to Build Timeless Memories in the Teenage Years. So when it talks about day 9, we are looking at take a walk together with your teenager. Go for a walk. Put on your shoes and go for a walk. It can be around the block, it can be a mile, 5 miles, however long you want to go. Just take a walk. That's what matters, because several things happen. Connection happens when you take a walk. I will start you from my book today on the then part of my book. So my book has 2 parts, the now and the then. The then talks about how my parents implemented this skill when we were growing up. And I'll take you right back to my home village. And this is page 63 of Practically Connected Parenting. Unlike the fast-paced life of the city, where walks were often rushed and skipped altogether, village life had a different pace. In the city, we rarely had time for leisurely strolls as a family. But during the Christmas season, during Christmas visits, walking became unavoidable and unexpectedly unforgettable. What would have been a short walk between my father's family home and my mother's family home, 8 to 10 minute walk from my maternal grandfather's home to my father's home, took often twice as long, sometimes even more. If my mom was with us, we would pause every few steps and greet an elderly neighbor, turning the journey into a series of warm exchanges. In my village, greeting wasn't a polite nod. It was an invitation to a story. My parents would take time to explain the connection. Oh, this is your grandfather's childhood friend. Or that lady, she's my second cousin. Or that man, we used to walk to school back in the day together. Even when it was just me and my siblings, and we are walking, we couldn't avoid the ritual. Every elder we passed would stop us, asking for our family name, recalling memories of our parents and sending greetings back home. By the time we arrived at my grandfather's house, we were exhausted, but we had gained something far greater than our tired feet. Those walks, though seemingly ordinary at the time, were actually lessons in community, history, and belonging. They reminded us that we were part of something bigger than ourselves, a network of relationships spanning generations. So, in a world that is constantly urging us to rush, those moments whispered a different lesson to us. It says, slow down, pay attention. True connection is built over time. You know, my book, every chapter has the then and the now part of the story. How my parents did it and how I'm doing it with my own children. And this tells us that life values, it doesn't matter what generation it is, it remains the same. Positive values that can be passed on, but the methods can change even when your location changes. I no longer live in that location. In fact, I was reading through, and United Nations said there are about 304 million immigration globally that took place even last year. So these are people in diaspora growing up and living or making a living in a country that they did not grow up in. So that is all of us raising 3rd generation children. So our story is different. So our children's story too will be different. But when it comes to taking a walk, you can take a walk in any country. So migration, relocation does not stop us from taking a walk with our teenagers. Because let me tell you how I am doing it, even though I no longer live in that culture. That invitation, I still make it to my children. There is no screen, there is no schedule, and there's no distraction. Just lace up your shoes and take a walk. Even my mom, she doesn't necessarily wear running shoes, but she wears comfortable shoes and goes for a walk around her block. So it doesn't matter what it is and what location, you can take a walk. Because let's be real, the truth is that the life we live today is fast-paced. Just talk about artificial intelligence. You ask it a question, it spits out so much to you. That is how fast the world has become. So let's slow it down to connect, just to connect. Between the schoolwork, actually my daughter is taking a summer class because part of her curriculum. Between schoolwork, between all of us working, entrepreneurs, business people, between activities, my son plays basketball like 3-4 times a week. Between all this ding and dong and alerts and notifications on our phone, things are buzzing. In fact, the timer is going off on the stove. You can tell that the life is going so fast. Quality time can easily become the last thing you want to do or you have time to do. So we must make time to do it. Conversations cannot be rushed. It must be intentional. It must be deliberate. What we discover as a family, sometimes I go for a walk with one daughter, sometimes with me and my 2 daughters. Sometimes it's the whole family, or sometimes it's me and my husband. When we go out as a family, we often stop at this ice cream shop. Just an incentive occasionally, just to build that connection. And we, just try to decide which ice cream flavor. If you want mint, you want chocolate, you want cookie and cream. I always have to have coconut when I have ice cream. I want the coconut in my ice cream, vanilla ice cream and coconut. Oh my goodness, you need to taste it. But beyond the sweetness, I want to share with us some life lessons that taking a walk, having that incentive, or if it's back in my village time, greeting everybody you meet across the road. In fact, even right now, when I'm taking a walk in my neighborhood, I see a neighbor in the garage and I wave at them. I pass some of them also taking a walk. And so that culture of taking a walk and being part of your community and neighborhood still holds, even if you have moved from your country of origin. So let me share with us some life lessons that we are indirectly passing on to our children when we take a walk with them. Number 1, problem-solving skills. Conversations flow freely when you're in motion. Sometimes your teenager may be intimidated at you staring at them, say, how are you doing? But when you begin to take a walk, you're side by side. You have occasional glances at each other, but you're side by side. It's as if you're talking to a friend. And conversations, when you ask questions like, how are you, suddenly becomes stories about challenges in school, friendship drama, or homework that is due. They begin to talk. That is what you don't get when you go and pick them from school and say, how was your day? Oh, it was fine. But when in the morning, before they head to school, or late in the evening, you can take a walk, you can debrief, you can decompress, and you can hear them talk to you like a friend. Number 2 lesson that we're passing on when we take a walk: emotional intelligence. They learn to listen, to express themselves, and to sit in silence. Because taking a walk doesn't have to be about talking. It can just be the silence that they need, the calmness, that little, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30-minute walk that takes them away from the ding, the alerts and everything. It helps them to see nature and just experience what is out there. Like there's a path we walk by our house. There's a flower there. It's like purplish, pinkish purple. When I was growing up, we had it in my home back in Nigeria. So I would tell them stories And I found a picture with me taking a picture by that plant when I was growing up. And so I took another picture by that plant in my neighborhood. That is where connection happens. Now, it's a story of history and a story of the now that we're sharing with our children. Number 3 thing it teaches us when we take a walk, we teach our children when we take a walk with them is mindfulness. Stepping away from the screen teaches them to notice the world around them, like I just shared. A lesson even in horticulture or in plant life. Or the other day I was taking a walk and there was a turkey with the babies following behind her, like 5 or 6 babies. I took a picture of that. You won't get that sitting at home on the computer, but that animal life. And I quickly crossed the street because I didn't want the mother turkey to attack me, right? I just let her go in peace with her little chicks behind her walking. So this is what taking a walk can do. Experience nature away from the busyness and the buzziness of life. Number 4, it teaches patience and presence. No rush, no pressure, just time well spent. You go and you come back in and you're refreshed. I know my children always say, Mom, you're always taking pictures. I say, well, how are we gonna record that we took a walk? Jeez, we take a selfie. How are we gonna record that we took a walk if we don't record it? And it gives you an excuse to wear nice sportswear too. I told my children, maybe if I buy new sportswear that coordinate well, maybe I'll enjoy taking more walks. I said, Mom, that doesn't work. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. You don't need a special outfit to take a walk. In fact, during my lunch break at home, after I walk from home, whatever I'm wearing, I just put on my running shoes for comfort, and I take a walk around the block sometimes by myself. So it does not matter the outfit. And you know what? Talking about neighborhood, when I take a walk, there are some older people, like in their 70s, 80s, like grandparents that have immigrated to be with their family. I see them taking a walk in their regular slippers and with their full attire, whether they're from India or Pakistan or wherever they're from. I see them in their full regalia and they're taking a walk. So we do not have any excuse to take a walk. Sometimes it's with their older son, because there's one man that I always see him sometimes. He comes with a car, comes out, and his mom, I think, in a walker, and they're taking a walk around the park because the terrain is like smooth. So she has her walker and he's walking right beside her. So taking a walk can take so many shapes. So number 5 lesson is unplugging on purpose. When you unplug on purpose, you begin to have that situation where your teenager knows it is okay for their mental health, for their mindfulness, to take a break from their desk when they have homework and just take a walk even on their own. So today, as we round up, I have a power tip for us as parents. If your teen is not jumping to go for a walk with you, turn it into an adventure. Let them choose the route, pick a destination, and throw in a treat. It's not bribery, it's you trying to bond and create a moment of joy with your teenager. So my challenge to us today is this: take a walk together, whether one-on-one with one child or together as a family. Snap a picture of the view. Whatever it is, remember the moments. So, in a world that is constantly rushing forward, the best connection happens one step at a time. One step at a time. I remember taking a walk with my daughter actually just yesterday, and we stopped and just stared at this painting in the window of a shop. And she analyzed where she had seen it in a movie, and I also said what I've seen before in real life. And that's connection. That is conversation, one step at a time. So I encourage you today to take a walk with your teenager and teach them this life lesson effortlessly. So thank you for joining me for day 9 of our summer challenge. We still have more to go. So grab your copy of Practically Connected Parenting, 21 Ways to Create Timeless Memories in the Teenage Years. If you have Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, Amazon.your country, you will find the book there. Grab it and join us, and let's pass legacy that matter to the next generation. I'm Remi Ayodele, and I wish you a most beautiful day. Bye for now.